Hello and welcome to the Let's Play video for Portal 2. I'm your host, Cohen Olson. I'm going to explain this game a little bit. We have single player mode, cooperative mode, and then they have community test chambers here on the Steam. But we're just going to do single player. Before I start, note that this is an action game, mostly a puzzle game. So it's a puzzle action game. We're going to go ahead and start new game, single player. And the first chapter is all we're going to do, courtesy call. And it's going to go through a lot of the story, but it's also going to go through a lot of the mechanics, the general mechanics. It's more of a tutorial. Explains how things are done. It's very simple. A lot of the puzzles in this chapter were used
in compliance with state and federal regulations. All testing candidates in the Aperture Science Extended Relaxation Center must be revived periodically for a mandatory physical and mental wellness exercise.
And if you're following the storyline,
you will hear a buzzer.
This is actually
when you hear the buzzer,
right after
look up at the ceiling.
the end of Portal 1.
Good. You will hear a buzzer. When you hear the buzzer,
you are dragged
look down
back
at the floor.
after you defeat GLaDOS.
Good.
And
this
then
completes the gymnastic portion of your mandatory physical and mental wellness exercise.
you do end up escaping.
There is a framed painting on the wall. Please go stand in front of it. This is art. You
And
will
they have
hear a
you do
buzzer.
this kind
When
of
you hear the
calibration
buzzer,
test, just to
stare
make
at
sure
the
you know
art.
the controls. WASD for walk, space bar
You
for
should now
jump,
feel mentally
and
reinvigorated.
then you have your
If you
mouse
suspect
buttons
staring at art
right
has
and
not
left
provided the
for
required
different
intellectual
portals.
sustenance, reflect briefly
We'll
on
be
this classical music.
Revisiting that shortly.
Good. Now please return to your bed.
Also, E is for interact.
Good morning. You have been in suspension for...
Now at this point, you are one of the few that are left behind. Many people have died in
Are you
chambers at
gonna
this
open the
point.
door?
And also introduced Wheatley,
Hello?
ends up being one of your companions slash
Oh, God.
antagonists.
You look good. Looking good, actually. Are you okay? Are you... Don't answer
He mentions
that. I'm
it,
absolutely sure you're
but
fine.
you've
There's
actually
plenty
been
of time for you
under
to
for a
recover.
lot longer
Just
than
take
you
it.
should
Please
have been.
prepare for emergency
And
evacuation.
considering this is
Stay
not
calm,
cryostasis,
stay calm, prepare. That's all I'm saying, prepare. It's all
it's
fine.
not
all
really
right?
ideal.
Don't
in this
move.
situation
I'm gonna get us
for
out of here.
living here,
Oh,
but
you might want to hang on to something.
I don't know why they
Word
put a
of advice,
fridge or
up
a
to you.
microwave here when you're asleep. Still don't understand. Maybe they're trying to make it feel like it.
You all right down there? Can you hear me?
Alright,
Hello?
this sequence right here, Wheatley has hijacked the box
Most
that
test
you're
subjects
staying in.
do experience some cognitive deterioration after a few months in suspension.
Soon
now,
he
you've been
will
under for quite a
free
lot
us
longer,
from
and it's
tether,
not
and
out of the
he will try
question
and
that
redirect
you might have a
us
very minor
into the
case
main area of
of
the game.
serious brain damage. But don't be alarmed, all right? Although if you do feel alarmed, try to hold on to that feeling, because that is the proper
tries to be
reaction
fun.
to being told that you've got brain damage. Do you understand what I'm saying at all? Does any
No,
of
I
this
think for
make
him
any
it's
sense?
more
Just
he's-
tell me. Just say yes.
Being very serious. Now,
Okay,
your character
what you're
can't
doing there is
talk.
jumping. You just jumped. But never mind. Say
One of the
apple.
characteristics is that she
Okay, you know what? That's close enough. Just
never
hold tight.
communicates. Is to give more.
All
I believe
reactor
it's to
core
give more,
safeguards are now non-functional. Please
feeling
prepare for
of-
reactor core meltdown.
you playing the game, you being
Okay,
there.
look, I wasn't going to mention
even
this to
though the
you,
character's
but I'm in
specifically
pretty hot
shown.
water here. How you doing down there? You still holding on? The reserve
everything's
power
falling
ran
to
out,
crap right
so
now.
of course the whole relaxation centre stops waking up the bloody test subjects. Hold on, this is a bit tricky. And of course, nobody tells me anything. No,
It's
why
not
should you tell me
mentioned.
anything?
Exactly at the beginning.
Why should I be kept
But
informed? You know, about the life
the reason
functions of
that
the
everything is
10,000
fallen
bloody test subjects I'm supposed to be
decay
in charge
is
of.
because you
Why?
have
It's close.
defeated
Can you
GLaDOS
see?
in the first
Am I gonna make it through? Have I got enough space?
and it isn't until
just gotta get through
later
here.
on when things start
Okay, I just gotta
fixing
concentrate.
themselves or being fixed.
And whose fault do you think it's gonna be when the management comes down here and finds 10,000 flipping vegetables? Alright, see now I hit that one.
We're now just trying to give you a little viewpoint on how...
Okay, listen, we should get our story straight, alright? If anyone asks, and no one's going to ask, don't worry, but if anyone asks, tell them as far as you know, the last time you checked, everyone looked pretty much
at
alive.
one point in the game,
all right?
later on,
not dead.
Chapters
okay, almost
6
there.
through 9.
On the other side of that wall is one of the old testing tracks. There's a piece of equipment in there that we're going to need to get out of here. I think this is a docking station. Get ready.
And it introduces a more behind-the-scenes look.
Good news.
But there's
that is
no one
not
to
a
take care
docking
of it.
station. So there's one mystery solved. I'm going to attempt
AI
a manual override on this wall. Could get a bit technical. Hold on.
And of course, this guy, you're seeing he's not too smart. He's trying to ram a wall
not bullet
with your
holes, but
habitation
don't worry, you'll
box.
figure it out. Seriously, do hold on this time.
He first mistook that as a docking station. So
there we go. Now I'll be honest.
Okay, this is where the game starts.
In no fit state
officially.
to run this particular type of cognitive.
I'm gonna go down, and then we're gonna go through our first.
At least you're a good jumper.
Good luck. Hello, and again, welcome to the Aperture Science Enrichment Center. We are currently experiencing technical difficulties due to circumstances of potentially apocalyptic significance beyond our control.
The exact same from
However,
the first game.
thanks to emergency testing
Kind of
protocols,
get players who are
testing
coming
can
back
continue. These pre-recorded messages will provide instructional and motivational support so that science can still be
and
done,
then we can,
even in the event of environmental, social, economic, or
keep
structural
going.
collapse.
There's
The
going to be
portal will
our
open,
first
and
portal
emergency
right here.
testing will begin in 3, 2, 1.
Go in through here and see with the portal system how it works is you can interact, use them as viewports if you need to, and get a look at something from the other side of the room, from a different perspective. Mostly you're used for entering and exiting though. These first few tests
button-based testing remains an important tool for science,
are
even in
just
a dire emergency.
helping with mechanics.
Cube and button-based
Pick up a
testing
cube,
caused this
drop it on a
emergency.
switch.
Don't worry, the odds of
Door
this happening
opens.
twice are
That
very
happens a lot
slim.
in the game.
You have just passed through an Aperture
There are
Science
several
Material
different
Emancipation Drill, which minimizes
variations
most Aperture
for
Science equipment that touches.
Every type of test. That was the first test in Chapter 1. Very simple, very basic, but very fun. Well, not the test, the game. The test was kind of boring.
If you feel liquid running down your neck, relax, lie on your back, and apply immediate pressure to your temples. You are simply experiencing a rare
This
reaction
test
in
gets
which
a
the
bit more
Material
technical.
Emancipation Grill may have
It's
emancipated
not
the ear
difficult,
tubes
it just
inside your head.
involves a few more things. You have 1, 2, 3 buttons, and each button creates a portal in that room. So first I'm going to hit this one because we have the companion cube over here. Well, not companion cube, the cube over here. Sorry, I'm forgetting the technical terms. And then I'm going to hit this button to make the portal go over here. I'm going to go on and I'm going to put this cube on the switch. That's going to open up that. And then we go through to the other side of the room, hit this switch, and the portal here opens so that we can go through it.
Good. Because of the technical difficulties we are currently experiencing, your test environment is unsupervised before re-entering a relaxation vault at the conclusion of testing. Please take a moment to write down the results of your test. An Aperture Science Reintegration Associate will revive you for an interview when society has been rebuilt.
It would appear that the environment outside of the Aperture Laboratories facility is actually
if the Earth is currently governed by a manner of animal king, sentient cloud, or other governing body that either refuses to or is incapable of listening to reason.
Scenarios happening.
Hey, you made it!
There's Wheatley again.
There should be a portal device on that podium over there.
He wants you to step on here, but as soon as we do,
maybe
it's
fell
going to fall
off.
through.
Do you want to go and have a quick look? Oh!
I mentioned the portal device, but it was actually already moved somehow.
Can you see the portal, guys?
Because if you go back to the video, he, I surmise it was him.
Do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to work on the assumption that you're still alive.
He,
I'm still waiting for you up ahead.
someone else moved the device from where it was, or it fell down somehow by itself, which is
And
unlikely.
assuming I can locate your dead body,
This portal gun, you can do all sorts of cool things with it. This one particular only shoots one portal, so it's a very good introduction to.
Some emergency testing may require prolonged interaction with lethal military androids. Rest assured that all lethal military androids have been taught to read and provided with one copy of the Laws of Robotics to share.
And then you can reach.
Good. If you feel that a lethal military android has not respected your rights as detailed in the Laws of Robotics, please note it on your self-reporting form. A future Aperture Science Entitlement Associate will initiate the appropriate grievance filing paperwork.
So it starts all over in case you go back, and then you have to do it all over again if you backtrack that far. But you're already through, so why make myself do more work? Another thing, I love the logos, because they have several for Aperture Laboratories or Aperture Science as you go through the game. They actually change.
This next test is very dangerous.
Kind of
to
like
help
a
you remain
regression
tranquil in the face of almost certain
to
death.
how
Smooth
things
jazz
used to be
will
before it started
in
to
3, 2, 1.
And after I put the portal down there, catch the cube comes through here, and then drop it on the switch, and then we're home free. Pull it through again, shaking off those portals. Another portal shows up here. But first things first, we need to get up there, because we have a cube on the other side. Then what we're going to do is going to shoot a portal there, grab the cube from there, turn around, and drop that on one of the switches. What we're going to do, put a portal underneath, go up there, grab the cube, and drop it right here.
Great work. Because this message is pre-recorded, any observations related to your performance are speculation on our part. Please disregard any undeserved
The more complicated
compliments.
things get, the more lines you have. If they show check marks, that means you have met the conditions for that area. Here, you have a portal opening up right above you, and then you have to shoot right into it on the wall. And I like to not land on the glass because it just looks cool. But you land on it anyway. There's not much doing for that. But then there's always a stairway to go back down and up, or a ramp, whatever you'd like to say. Shake it off, move through the portal, and here's the elevator. And we're just going on down. There are several areas to go through for each chapter. Sorry, that was a bit of a yawn. I've played this game a lot.
If the Enrichment Center is currently being bombarded with fireballs, meteorites, or other objects from space, please avoid unsheltered testing areas wherever a lack of shelter from space debris does not appear to be a deliberate part of the test.
They do it or do it. And what we're gonna do, we have all three lines. Sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4 lines. First thing we're gonna do, hit this, and it's gonna drop that cube. The cube's gonna show up right over here because that's where the portal is. And what we're gonna do is put this on the switch. The switch then activates the stairs or ramp, whatever you'd like to call it. And then we're climbing up. And what we're gonna do, put a portal here, catch this right there, and then catch the cube as it leaves.
Well done. The Enrichment Center reminds you that although circumstances may appear bleak, you are not alone. All Aperture Science personality constructs will remain functional in apocalyptic low-power environments of as few as 1.1 volts.
I forget what the next area looks like, but as soon as I see it, I'll figure it out. As you can see, right now it's just very simple. All the puzzles aren't that difficult.
This next test applies the principles of momentum to movement through portals. If the laws of physics no longer apply in the future, God help you.
portal up there, just to show you. And portal right here. I just put down, and we are going to get through that sucker. Another thing I love about this game is you can use acceleration from gravity, from the physics in the engine, to whee, drop right on over there. And I want to do that. Then we're going to go back down. Grab the cube. And drop through. And then we're going to grab the cube and drop through again, just so that we get some acceleration.
If you are a non-employee who has discovered this facility amid the ruins of civilization, welcome. And remember, testing is the future, and the future starts with you.
The cube fell out from there, went down the hole, and I went down and got it, went back to the portal, and then went through again so I can get some speed with my movement. This one is very much the same. Only thing is, there's no area for us to shoot a portal over there. So what we're going to do, observe that portal first. And then look at our options. We can do this. That gets us right over there. And then we can grab our cube. But that's not really going to be enough. What we're going to need to do, shoot a portal up there. Gonna get some momentum. And now we have shot ourselves using gravity. That gets us up, and we can do it again. Isn't that exciting? And we...
Good work getting this far, future starter. That said, if you are simple-minded, old, or irradiated in such a way that the future should not start with you, please return to your primitive tribe and send back someone better qualified for testing.
Of course, they're so polite about everything. The more comical part, I think, of this is well, the thing that draws people back in. That's why there's so many memes about
To ensure that sufficient power remains for core testing protocols, all safety devices have been disabled.
Here.
The Enrichment Center respects your right to have questions or concerns about this policy.
Including what the announcer says. And of course what GLaDOS says.
I'm up here! Oh, brilliant! You did find a portal gun! Oh, do you know what? It just goes to show, people with brain damage are the real heroes in the end, aren't they, at the end of the day?
Of course, Wheatley is just a very...
Okay, listen, let me lay something on you here. It's pretty heavy. They told me never, never, ever to disengage myself from my management rail or I would die. But we're out of options here, so get ready to catch me, all right, on the off chance that I'm not dead.
Turns out they told him all
I
these
pop off
things.
this thing.
Don't turn on your light.
3. Ready?
Don't disengage from the management
1,
rail.
2,
just so that he wouldn't.
3. That's high. It's too high.
He was actually invented.
All right, going on 3 just gives you too much time to think about it. Let's go on 1 this time.
Much later in the game.
Okay, ready? 1. Catch me, catch now. I am not dead. I'm not dead. Plug me into that stick on the wall over there, yeah, and I'll show you something. You'll be impressed by this. Yeah, I can't do it if you're watching. Seriously, I'm not joking. Could you just turn around for a second?
Willie's
all right, you can turn around now.
Little character.
Bam! Secret panel. That I opened while your back was turned, and off we go. Look at this. No rail to tell us where to go.
Here's
the
brilliant.
First we can go wherever we want. Hold on, where are we going?
Immediately
Hang on, let me just
the
get my
testing
bearings. Just follow the rail, actually.
And it brings us through. We see some elements reintroducing themselves from the first game.
Don't make eye contact, whatever you do.
Turrets.
No, thanks, we're good. Appreciate
Reflector
it.
cubes.
Keep moving, keep moving.
Here we got our cubes. And those are all elements that are going to be put in as obstacles or to help solve puzzles. Sometimes you have to block lasers that are being used to activate panels. And sometimes you just have to redirect.
probably ought to bring you up to speed on something right now. In order to escape, we're going to have to go through her chamber.
And now we're about to
she will
meet
probably kill
GLaDOS.
us if she's awake.
She's been shut down the entire time.
Okay, I'm going to lay my cards on the table. I don't want to do it. I don't want to go in there.
Peter.
Don't go in there. She's off. She's off. Don't panic
And
over. She's off.
because
Oh,
of
fine.
that,
On we go.
we now see everything crap. This area specifically
There she is.
is this way.
What a nasty piece
This
of
is
work
her
she was, honestly. Like a proper maniac. Do you know who ended up?
See, right
taking her down?
to
in the
the
end?
right
You're not
of
gonna believe
Wheatley.
this. A human. I know. I know. I wouldn't have believed
the-
either. Apparently, this human escaped,
Talking
and
about
nobody's
her,
seen him
this is her
since.
body.
Then there was a sort of long chunk of
Now,
time
looking
where
up,
absolutely
not
nothing
too long
happened.
ago,
And then there's
her
us
body
escaping
is
now. So
actually-
that's pretty much the whole story.
It's interesting.
Don't touch
It
it.
resembles someone who is gagged, blindfolded, and tied to the ceiling. Almost like some kind of bondage thing going on. It's really weird, but it's showing that she's
Okay,
a bit
down
of a
these stairs.
slave to the system.
Jump! Ah! Oh, still held. Still being held.
So,
You
I
did-
think
that's
that
a
actually
great
says a
job.
lot about
You've
her
applied the
character.
grit. We're all fine. That's tremendous. Ah! I just looked down. I do
And
not
it
recommend
kind of gives some sympathy,
I've just done it again.
or allows us to sympathize with her character.
This is the main breaker room.
And outtakes,
Let's go in.
actually, she didn't want to be in this. Spoilers are coming ahead. She did not want
Look for a
to
switch that says escape
be
pod.
put
All right, don't touch
in
anything
the
else.
computer.
Not interested in anything
She was
else.
actually
Don't touch
searching
anything else.
beforehand.
Don't even look at anything else. Just, well, obviously you've got to look at everything else
And then
to
she
find the
was
escape pod.
uploaded
But as soon as you look at
to
something that doesn't say
the
escape pod,
network
look at something else. Look at the
as
next thing,
this,
all right? But don't touch anything else or look
control
at.
unit
Well, look at other things,
for
but
the
don't.
whole
You
facility.
understand? Can you see it anywhere?
And this
I can't see it
facility's
anywhere.
massive, so you have
Tell you
to
what,
start.
plug me in and I'll turn the lights on. Let there be light. That's
Alright, and all
God.
these
Quoting God.
are about to wake up GLaDOS.
Turning. Ominous. But
Because
probably
when
fine, as
she
long as it doesn't start,
was
moving
put out
out.
of commission,
No.
all her circuits
Escape pod.
failed.
Escape pod.
So-
It's moving up. Okay.
tabs
Okay.
here.
No, don't worry. Don't worry. I've got it. This should slow it down.
Activating everything.
No, makes it go faster. Uh-oh.
Now
Power
look
up
here,
initiated.
and
Okay,
she's
don't
able
panic.
to pull
All right,
herself
stop
back.
panicking. I can still stop this. Oh, there's a password. Okay, it's fine. I'll just hack it. Not a problem.
This is where they officially are reintroduced. She is.
Wait, did I do big? Did you have a pen? Start writing these down.
Power up complete.
I don't. Okay. Listen. All right, new plan. Act natural. Act natural. We've done nothing wrong. Hello.
Oh, it's you.
You know her?
It's been a long time. How have you been? I've been really busy being dead. You know, after you murdered me.
You did what? Oh no! No!
Michelle and Wheatley are being picked up.
No!
She gets squashed
Okay,
a bit.
look, we both said a lot of things that you're going to regret. But I think we can put our differences behind us.
He ends up getting
For
paired.
science, you monster. I will
She
say,
drops
though,
you
that
back
since you went to
into
all the trouble
the
of
maze
waking me
of
up,
tests
you must
you go through.
really, really love to test. I love it too. There's just one small thing we need to
And
take
then
care of first.
Here it starts. The whole game. And now we're going to be revisiting some tests from the first game again. And she puts you through these, and you actually see her still pulling herself in the facility. And she cleans up rather well, actually.
Here we are.
Right outside.
The incinerator room. Be careful not to trip over any parts
In the
of
first
it
game,
that
you
didn't get
actually throw
completely
parts of
burned
her
when you threw them down here.
into the incinerator.
The dual portal
They're actually
device should be
control
around here
consoles
somewhere.
and all.
Once you find it, we can start testing, just like old times.
They kind of
There
regulated
it
their
is.
personality.
Hold on.
Now you get real portal.
There.
Both portals.
Good. You have the dual portal device.
see
There should be a
on
way
the
back to
center.
the testing area up ahead.
That you can shoot blue portals and orange portals. And you can go through one and come out the other. And you can go back again. And you can even make a continuous loop like this against two walls. But that's just showing how things work.
Once testing starts, I'm required by protocol to keep interaction with you to a minimum. Luckily, we haven't started testing yet. This will be our only chance to talk.
Alright, we're going to navigate through here.
Here, let me get that for you. Do you know the biggest lesson I learned from what you did? I discovered I have a sort of black box quick save feature. In the event of a catastrophic failure, the last 2 minutes of my life are preserved for analysis.
And you're gonna find out that she went through that
really,
stuff.
to relive you killing me again and again, forever. You know, if you'd done that to somebody else, they might devote their existence to exacting revenge. Luckily, I'm a bigger person than that. I'm happy to put this all behind us and get back to work. After all, we've got a lot to do, and only 60 more years to do it. More or less. I don't have the actual...
She kind of threatens you with the whole thing. She can
but the important thing is you're back with me,
here now.
And now I'm on to all your little tricks. So there's nothing to stop us from testing.
Though at first, in the first game,
after that,
taunts you
who
with
knows?
the idea
I might take up a hobby.
You're an android
reanimating the dead, maybe.
To make you seem like you don't matter. She tries to play a lot of mind games, and this game specifically, there's a good amount of time where she picks at you. Mostly she mentions how you murdered her in the first game that she puts it. Unfortunately, that looks like the end of our
Sorry
time.
about the mess. I've
I
really
hope you
let the
enjoyed
place
this
go since
Let's
you
Play.
killed me. By the way,
We are
thanks
going
for
to
that.
end right
Sarcasm
now.
self-test complete.
And
Oh good, that's
I
back
hope you
online.
are
I'll
somewhat
start getting
interested in trying out
everything else
Portal if you haven't
working
already.
while you perform this
Thank you.
first simple test.